Hi, my name is Rock Santos, co-founder of Q Swimwear, and I'm a swimmer. We've created a swim brand by swimmers, for all swimmers. Even the swimmer that needs a new racing suit for every meet. Yeah, you know who you are. You and your parents spend all kinds of money on a new racing suit because it's stretched out every time you wear it. Not anymore. Q Swimwear has developed a racing suit that holds its compression and that lasts for over 50 swims. Q Swimwear, the answer for the swimmer that always needs a new racing suit.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, November 19th, 2010. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to University of Florida head swimming coach Gregg Troy. His Gators are back in action this season, and the women are defending their NCAA championship. Gregg Troy joins us right now in the Phoenix Monitor from Gainesville, Florida. Oh, and he's got the big trophy right next to him. Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you today, Peter?
Doing well. How's the season going so far?
It's been good so far. You know, you're at the halfway point, so we're just trying to figure out where we're going from here.
All right, we don't want to jump to conclusions here, but you guys, Stanford beat you guys in the dual meet, so are the women as good as last year?
We're kind of where we were last year at this point. I don't know whether we're as good or not. We've got some young folks that are going to have to step up and perform, but we've got a great cast, and they've done a good job training, so we think we'll be pretty good this spring.
All right, so with Gemma gone, who do you lean on this year? Who's got to be the team star, so to speak?
I don't know. Gemma certainly was a team leader last year, but we've got to get a group effort. We've got to have a lot of people swim well, but you know, when you've got people like Teresa Crippen and Stafford, Sarah Bateman's been a really consistent sprint factor this fall, and you add Elizabeth Beisel to the group. That's a good working nucleus. And the local girl, Jamie Bahana, continues to improve all the time. So we feel pretty good that there's a lot of people that can contribute. Your
guys were fantastic at NCAAs last year, too, especially through those first couple days. What's their outlook, in your opinion, this year?
We've got a really solid group of guys. We've got a good mix of experience and some younger guys. We've got a few weak spots. We're going to have to be really good in the backstroke because we're not real deep there. So we've got to get some improvement in areas like that. But we feel we can swim the relays fairly well. And again, just like the women, great fall training and attitude's good. So we feel comfortable about where we're at.
How do you feel about the recruiting class you pulled in?
Really pleased. The women, we were a little limited in what we had funds to work with, and felt like that the 6 women we have, and we're still waiting. I think we may get one more. Is a real well-rounded group. I think they fill some real needs for us in breaststroke and freestyle. It's going to help us a bunch. And the men's class we're extremely excited about. We've got 10 really quality guys coming in, and I think a couple of the guys are sleepers, and they're really going to step to the forefront.
We love having Elizabeth Beisel on the show. She's been on the show many, many times. How's she adjusting down there in Gainesville?
She makes everyone better. She's a dynamo. Practices good every day, big smile, lots of enthusiasm, the type of athlete that people like to be around.
Have you ever had an athlete who can train as hard as she does?
Oh yeah, we've had quite a few that are pretty good. She's a little bit of a throwback. She's not afraid to go out there and get after it every day, and she swims a lot of different things. So I think that she compares very favorably to Trina Jackson that we had at Bowles years ago, and she compares real favorably to like what Ryan Lochte has done since he's been here. So she fits the mold of what we look for in an athlete.
Ryan told us maybe 6 months ago when he was on the show that he genuinely feels he can go for 7, 8, 9 events in 2012. Do you think that's realistic?
Well, there's 7, 8, 9 he can swim, but I don't know if he's going to swim them all in the same swim meet real well. A lot of them back up on one another. So we've certainly got 7 or 8, maybe even 9 we're looking at. But the reality of swimming all those is going to be a really tough scenario because of the way they fall in the program, especially with semifinals.
What do you think will be a realistic program for him then to try at trials and then hopefully eventually in London?
We swam a pretty full slate last time. I think that the biggest problem he runs into, I think he's a serious competitor on relays, but a lot of those relay swims to make the team back up on an individual event. So that makes it a little tough for him. We haven't ruled too much of anything out at this point. It's still a long way till then, and the way his training is directed, it's very multifaceted. So I think there's a lot of directions he can go.
There's been a lot of talk this year about how he has swum better than Michael Phelps, and a lot of people say he is now the best swimmer in the world. Is there a difference in the motivation you're seeing from Ryan Lochte? I mean, what is different that has allowed him to, take that next step?
I think he was real consistent in his training again, but it was a little bit of a shock to knee surgery when it took him a little away from the sport for a while. It made him zero in a little bit. When he came back, he was that much better than before, and he's come back again this fall with even a greater focus than before. It's by far the best fall we've had in the last 3 years. So he's just kind of unique in the way he enjoys racing, and he really enjoys training. He likes coming to the pool.
Coach, you going to get that Olympic head coaching spot?
Those are things for other people to think about. Right now, I'm just taking care of the Gators.
You're coaching Short Course Worlds, though, correct?
No, I'm not going.
You're not going?
No, we're putting our focus on just making sure December is a great training month and ready to go. I'm not going to Short Course Worlds.
So when's the next time we'll see your Gators back in action?
We swim this weekend at Georgia Tech with the majority of the group, and then we pretty much take a little bit of a break from competition, and we're just going to train till the first of the year, and then we get back in action on January 7th. I think we swim Georgia Tech here at home.
Now, we all know that you're a coach known for some brutal distance workouts, and we all know that Christmas training is sort of the notorious hammer down the yardage time. Do you just lick your chops when those kids come back from Christmas and what you can throw at them in the pool?
No, we don't do anything extra at that point. Our Christmas training is pretty much we try to stay in a regular schedule, double a day, single a day. Try to get some pretty good work in before we leave and go home at Christmas. And I don't know that the volume's brutal. It's just real challenging stuff, and it's directed towards being a great athlete.
Well, Coach, good luck this season. It's nice to talk to you. Say hi to everyone there for us.
Okay, Peter. Take care. Thanks a lot.
That's Coach Gregg Troy joining us from Gainesville, Florida. And that is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.